Keir Starmer's got a problem, hasn't he? He doesn't seem to understand that there are people in this country who don't have the access that he apparently has to Lord Alley, who don't have the access to penthouses and, you know, holidays and, you know, tickets for football. And he doesn't seem to understand the meaning of the word humility. And this scandal gets worse by the day. I mean, every day I come into work and I think I won't have to do much on, you know, Wardrobe Gate today. I won't have to do much on Sleaze Watch today. But there's more revelations coming out every single day, and it's not going away.
I mean, I think the thing about the House at his son's GCSEs is perfectly reasonable, to be honest. I mean, in the heat of a general election...
How is it reasonable?
The fact that he wanted to give his son somewhere peaceful, quiet, safe...
Have you been to Covent Garden? Covent Garden is not peaceful and quiet.
I really don't have a problem with it in the slightest. But I do see that this is a story that the Labour Party leadership and that the Labour Party staffers would not have wanted to be having. This is a conversation they would have not wanted to be having. At this point, after the Labour Party conference, their preference would be that we would be talking about a conference that went well, a Labour Party that's at ease with itself, a Labour Party that is committed to serving this country and improving people's lives. And all of those things are true. So the fact that...
No, none of those things are true. No, sorry, Mike, I'm not having that. It was not a... No, sorry,
it was... making them happy.
Mike, it was not a great conference, right? First of all, he had his main plank of his so-called policy so far voted down by conference. They decided it was wrong for the Labour Party government to actually take away the winter fuel allowance. He'd lost the vote. He moved the vote to Wednesday because he hoped that it wouldn't actually then be such a big deal. But it wasn't a massive deal, but they lost the vote, right? So the party, the Hall, is against one of their main planks of policy, one. Two, the whole thing was overshadowed by one story after another of sleaze and of absolute and utter miscreant behaviour. Lord Alley walked around like he was some kind of criminal on the run, putting his hand up every time a camera was pointed in his face, refused to speak to anybody about why he was bankrolling the Labour Party. You know, the whole thing was a shambles. And Keir Starmer thinks that he's, you know, getting away with it, but he's not, is he?
I mean, I've just spent the last 4 days at Labour Party conference, and the way that you describe it is not how it was when it was
right,
there.
so what? So they won the vote, did they? Was I wrong about that?
Well.
Did they win the vote?
Of all the things that Labour has done, and the winter fuel payment is not Labour's signature policy. What they've done, for example, on clean energy, what they're doing...
Of course it's their signature policy. It's the only thing... No, hang on, Mike. No, hang on, Mike. It's the only thing... It's the only thing they've done. What's their clean energy policy achieved? Nothing.
Well, it's going to bring all of our bills down.
Oh, so really? All our bills are going up, Mike.
When about clean energy, having cheaper electricity bills is going to make...
You can't sit there and just babble at me, right? Mike, sorry, Mike. No, sorry, stop. Stop. You can't... Can you cut this guy off? Just cut him off. Cut him off. You can't just sit there babbling. It's nonsense. The clean energy bill will not save us money. We know that the price of energy is going up. Keir Starmer said before he got in that they would cap the price of energy. He hasn't done that. That was another lie, right? The price of energy has gone up, and it will go up again before Christmas. Pensioners are going to be dying as a result of the policy that Keir Starmer has put into place, that Rachel Reeves has put into place, and that nobody in the Labour Party conference wanted him to do, because they voted against it. So don't sit there and tell me that it's all rosy in the garden, because it bloody well isn't. I don't think I even want to go back to talk to him. How about this from Claire in North Yorkshire? She says this: can someone tell Starmer that my 2 disabled children have missed the entirety of primary school so far, now in years 4 and 5? This is due to a lack of senior school places and long waits for EHCPS and decisions to be made. We have one income and a mortgage. I need an operation with 6 weeks recovery, but I can't have it due to me being the main carer and not having any provision in place for the children. Stick your GCSE revision house up your arse. I'm absolutely sick of the lot of them. Well, Claire, I think you speak for everybody. And here's one from Mark. He says, so it appears the reason Starmer wanted to continue lockdown was he quite liked living it up in an £18 million penthouse. Well, exactly right. Well, let's have a look at what the Unite boss, Sharon Graham, had to say at the incredibly successful Labour conference. Let's go.
Well, look, I think it's really important that we get this voice heard. I am a defender of workers, a defender of communities, and I'm going to do everything in my power to drive this issue forward. This should have been heard on Tuesday under the economy debate. It got moved to when the lights are going out on Wednesday, pretty much. But we are going to put it onto conference floor, and it's going to be voted onto conference floor. And when you've got your own conference, when you've got your own people, I suppose, saying, look, you have made a misstep, it's really important to listen to that.
So that's Sharon Graham. She is, of course, the union baron in charge of the Unite Union, one of the biggest unions in the country. She's against the policy of taking pensioners' fuel payments away from them. The whole floor of conference, Labour Party conference, is against it. The idea that Mike Buckley comes on like some kind of, messenger for the Labour Party saying, oh, yeah, it all went terribly well, nothing to see here. Well, it didn't go terribly well, because the only thing that they've done, the only policy that you can point to that Labour have actually physically got through is to take money away from pensioners. The clean air bill and all that cobblers, I mean, you might as well stick that in your pipe and smoke it, because that's not going anywhere either. You know, Ed Millipede is going to spend more money, more taxpayers' money, wasting it on windmills. But our energy isn't going to get any cheaper, and they can't keep saying that. And that's why I cut Mike Buckley off. There will be people who say, well, why don't you let them speak? Because I'm not going to listen. This is my show. I'm not going to put up with people talking absolute and utter rubbish and mouthing what I consider to be disrespectful ideas and trying to convince people that everything is rosy in the garden. Well, it bloody well isn't.